Welcome to Course 4, Foundation, Certified Supply Chain Professional, CSCP, course, by SPAO Academy. Topic 1. Supply Chains, Demand Management, and Forecasting. Section 6. Supply and Demand Alignment. Lesson 2. Managing Supply and Demand Imbalances. Managing Supply and Demand Imbalances. Welcome. In the previous lesson, we discussed the importance of aligning supply with demand. But what happens when things don't go according to plan? In a perfect world, supply would always exactly equal demand. In the real world, imbalances are the norm. This lesson will teach you the practical strategies companies use to navigate these situations and keep their customers happy and their operations running smoothly. Learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the two fundamental types of supply and demand imbalances. Explain the consequences of having too much supply, surplus, or too much demand, shortage. Describe the primary strategies companies use to manage demand. Describe the primary strategies companies use to manage supply. Understand the concept of making trade-offs to achieve the best possible alignment. 1. The core problem. Mismatch. A supply and demand imbalance occurs when the quantity of a product available, supply, does not match the quantity that customers want to buy, demand, at a given time. This mismatch can swing wildly in one of two directions. Supply, demand, a surplus. You have more products than customers want to buy. Demand, supply, a shortage. More customers want to buy your product than you have available. Both situations are problematic and costly, but in different ways. Let's break them down. 2. Scenario A. Managing a surplus. When supply exceeds demand. Imagine you're a farmer who grew a massive crop of strawberries, but a sudden cold snap means fewer people are buying fresh fruit. You have a surplus. This is often caused by over-optimistic forecasting, a sudden drop in demand, or competitor actions. The consequences of a surplus. Increased holding costs. You're paying to store products that aren't selling. Money is tied up in inventory. Markdowns and waste. To get rid of the excess, you may have to slash prices. For perishable goods like your strawberries, this can lead to total loss, spoilage. Tied up capital. Money spent producing goods you can't sell is money that isn't available for better investments. Strategies to manage a surplus. The primary goal here is to stimulate demand or reduce supply to match the lower demand level. 1. Reduce price, markdowns and promotions. This is the most common tactic. By lowering the price, you make the product more attractive, encouraging customers to buy more. Think, buy one get one free, or clearance sale. 2. Shift demand timing. Can you create a reason for customers to buy now instead of later? Offering a discount for immediate purchase, today only, is a form of demand shifting. 3. Create new demand. Can you find a new use or market for the product? Your surplus strawberries could be sold to a jam manufacturer or a bakery, finding an alternative market. 4. Reduce supply proactively. This is a tougher but sometimes necessary step. It might mean slowing down or halting production lines to prevent the surplus from growing even larger. 3. Scenario B. Managing a shortage. When demand exceeds supply. Now, imagine you're the maker of a wildly popular new video game console. The holiday season arrives, and millions of kids want one, but you only have a fraction of that number available. This is a shortage, often caused by a sudden spike in demand, supply chain disruptions, like a part shortage, or under-forecasting. Consequences of a shortage. Lost revenue and profit, the most direct cost. Every customer who walks away empty-handed is a sale you've permanently lost. Dissatisfied customers. Nothing frustrates a customer more than not being able to buy something they want. This can damage your brand's reputation and drive customers to competitors. Expediting costs. You might panic and pay a premium for faster shipping, e.g., air freight instead of sea freight, to get more products quickly, eating into your profits. Strategies to manage a shortage. The primary goal here is to manage demand or increase supply to meet the high demand. 1. Increase price. In a free market, prices naturally rise when demand is high. This helps to allocate the limited supply to those willing to pay the most. Note: be careful of price gouging, which is unethical and often illegal. 2. Ration supply. This means allocating your limited product in a fair way. Examples include limits per customer, e.g., Limit 2 per household. Queuing. First come, first served. Lotteries. Randomly selecting who gets to buy. 3. Use backorders. Allow customers to place an order for the product even though it's not in stock. This secures the sale and captures demand, but requires clear communication about delivery delays. 4. Increase supply. This is the most direct solution. Can you run production overtime? Can you find an alternative supplier for a missing component? Can you expedite shipping to get existing stock to the market faster? 4. The goal. Proactive trade-offs. Managing imbalances isn't about finding a single, magic, solution. It's about making strategic trade-offs. A company must constantly weigh the costs and benefits of each action. Scenario. You have a surplus of winter coats in March. Option A. Hold, store them until next winter. This incurs storage costs for a year and ties up capital. Option B. Discount, sell them at 50% off now. This means you take a loss on each coat but free up cash and warehouse space for spring apparel. The trade-off. Is the loss from the discount greater or less than the cost of storing the coats for a year? The answer will guide your decision. The most successful companies don't just react to imbalances, they anticipate them. They use historical data, market intelligence, and flexible operations to build a supply chain that can bend and adapt before a small imbalance becomes a major crisis. This is the art and science of supply and demand alignment. Lesson summary. Imbalances occur when supply and demand are not equal, leading to either a costly surplus or a reputation-damaging shortage. To manage a surplus, companies focus on stimulating demand, e.g., price reductions, promotions, or cutting back supply. To manage a shortage, companies focus on managing demand, e.g., raising prices, rationing, or increasing supply, e.g., overtime, faster shipping. The key to success is making informed trade-offs by carefully weighing the costs and benefits of each available strategy. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you want to learn more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your like means the world to us and helps this channel grow so we can continue bringing you great content. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.